It's baseball time in Texas as we are getting close to getting underway here tonight. Jonathan, good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside the one and only Jonathan Kaspar as we are ready to get game 2 underway, Jonathan.
Yes, sir. And this will be game number 2 here between Rouse and the Glen Grizzlies of Leander, just down the road a piece. And a little crazy start to game 1 on Tuesday night as we saw them sort of match runs there early before Rouse decided to wake things up and get the bats rolling and then ran away with it. So,
Yeah, Landon Miller with a 3-run Jimmy Jack.
yeah, into that win, too.
Over the left field fence. And we'll go over this week's scores from Tuesday night. Really, no surprises.
Yeah,
in the district.
Excuse me. Dang, I need to find it there. There we go. We'll get there. All right. So again, game 1's here from district game week 12, or this will be week 6.
Right.
Of district play, game number 11 for all the district plays, and Rouse did win 8-2 over Glen. Cedar Park taking care of Leander at Cedar Park 6-0. Lockhart at home falling to Lehman 12-2, and then Liberty Hill taking care of Hayes 2-1 in a close one at Hayes. So that'll be again one that we're very interested in watching tonight.
Yeah. So I was reading on that Liberty Hill game. That go-ahead run was a home run.
Oh wow!
Over the fence.
Single run, or was it
was just a single
2-run? Okay,
to take that lead, and
hey, nothing more impressive than that to have the lead taken with a home run. At any level, that's a great accomplishment for the player. So, with those scores here in week 1, that does bring us back to basically where our standings are. Liberty Hill, Leander, Rouse, and Cedar Park all tied at the top at 9-2. Buda Hayes going against Liberty Hill again is at 6-5. The Leander Lions at 5-6. Kyle Lehman at 4-7. And the Glen Grizzlies and Lockhart Lions rounding out 25-5A standings at 1-10. So with that Liberty Hill Buda Hayes matchup, if we were to see Hayes be victorious tonight, and if we here at the Rouse field can stay alive and keep the win streak rolling, then we would actually move ahead of Liberty Hill and take over that top spot. I know Coach Crimpine would really love to have that first place finish and not have any ties or anything along those lines that require coin flips or play-ins or any of that mess that we've had over the last few years. So,
and if Rouse had at least taken one of those 2 games versus Liberty Hill, Rouse would be sitting alone at the top right now.
Correct. And that's obviously, why we are where we are at this point. And again, I'm not going to look down on that by any stretch.
No, not at all.
We have won every game other than the 2 to Liberty Hill, one of which was a extremely tight game that just did not see the offense wake up or stay alive. And both our starting pitchers struggled, in both of those games, having only gone 2 2/3. Gavin Silva, Oscar Salazar have been lights out prior to those weeks, and after that week, they have just been phenomenal. So now, bringing around the standings here, we will now look at the 5A top 25. And Mr. Francis, we see 3 of the top 10 coming from our district, the 25-5A. Liberty Hill at 5, Cedar Park at 6, and the Rouse Raiders here at 7. And of course, who we are going to be playing against matching up against in our first round of district by district play, Smithson Valley at 2 and Bernie Champion at 9. Lake Belton, of course, who we played against in our non-district game, was 10. They've moved up from 15 to 10. Buda Hayes was in the top 25. They were actually at 23, but after our week of facing them, going 0-2 to us, they did drop out of the top 25. So,
but if you look at, I saw some standings for Region 4, and Hayes was in that, I believe, in that top 10 in Region 4.
Okay.
So interesting various polls that are out right now in high school. I mean, it's always subject to change, right? It's you lose a game here, you lose a game there, then you lose standings, right? Uh, so if you look at the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association poll, it's a little different than what the Diamond Pro Texas high
Correct.
school baseball looks like.
Now, is that with the Region 4
That
is the coaches
the
or?
coaches was the top 25 or the top 10 poll for state or for 5A statewide, and Rouse was actually just outside of the top 10. They were getting votes, but they weren't actually included in the top 10
Yeah.
of the Texas high school coaches.
And I know Coach could care less about that.
No, yeah, right.
And
It doesn't mean
he's
anything. None of that
ultimately
means anything until you start getting in the playoffs, and then
correct.
you know teams wake up and they go on a run, and
We've
teams that
we've seen that with Georgetown going on their state championship
right.
run. They just woke up and
Well, that
clicked at
year,
the same right time with their two starting pitchers that
that
were
year they were on the bubble,
yes,
and they had to win. They lost to us, and then they had to win the next game, or they were not even going to be in the playoffs.
correct.
And they ended up just getting in, and then they went on a tear.
They did, and they actually had a great run because they went against a lot of quality teams through each and every round. So they just grew and got better and stronger. And the two pitchers that they had were phenomenal, and obviously that helped carry them to where they made it to the state championship game and then won that game. So it's anything's possible. Anything's possible. We've already seen the number one team in the state that held it for a good part of this year has fallen off, and they're no
Mm-hmm.
longer there. We've seen several teams bouncing back and forth. Smithson Valley, Bernie Champion finally getting a chance to play against each other, and Bernie
Yeah,
Champion gave Smithson Valley their first loss of the
yeah,
year, as you
in district play. Yeah,
correct. And that's again, Smithson Valley was undefeated in district, but they had not played Bernie. And we talked about that in depth.
right,
That not to say they didn't play quality teams up to that point, they just hadn't played a state semifinalist, Bernie Champion,
right.
from last year. They hadn't played them yet.
Now
And
they have good baseball in that district too. Alamo Heights is doing well. You've got of course Champion and Smithson Valley out of that district. So you're looking at loaded districts between 25 and 26 A. I mean 5A districts,
correct. And as I pointed out last week or earlier this week, the one thing we will not see this year that we have seen for the last 3 years is a Rouse Raider New Braunfels Canyon matchup
right
in the
now
first round of the playoffs.
that's not going to
Regardless of
happen.
where we finish, first, second, third, or fourth, there will not be that New Braunfels matchup because, unfortunately for them, New Braunfels has not had a quality year, having lost a lot of seniors, off of that squad, and they've struggled a little bit this year, and I believe they're at 5-7 now
Right, and
overall. So,
yeah,
our district
it's
play.
a definite fall off. The umpires have showed up. They're at the home plate and the coaches meeting, and gets just about to get underway. Miss Kathleen Forcell, our scoreboard extraordinaire, and the dulcet tones of Don Miller on the PA
The
are in the
stadium
booth
voice.
tonight. The stadium voice, as notated on the back of his jersey. The press box crew actually got jerseys this year.
Yes, we
And
did.
so for our home games, well, Jonathan brings his about every game. I usually only wear mine at home.
Well, I lost it the one time and almost got beat to death, so I figured I'd just make sure to always have it with me for every game. So we do have a somewhat cool breeze, not extremely windy as we have had
Blowing in
as
out
of
of the
late,
north,
but it
right?
is coming out of the north, and we
A
are
little out of
expecting a
northeast.
front.
Northeast.
Very
Yeah.
hopeful that the rain holds off for our senior game tomorrow afternoon or at 1 o'clock, and would really like to see the rain hold off long enough to allow us to get this game in tomorrow against the Hutto Hippos. and recognize our seniors. Lots of our seniors on this team. And
yeah, so I was looking at that. All of our returning starters were seniors, and they will be graduating this year. So Glenn comes into tonight. They're 8-20 overall. They're 1-10 in district play. Their head coach is Zach Darling. He's in his 9th year with 62 career wins. He's assisted by Alberto Guzman, Matt Dubelbeis, and Tramali Bolden. Their 2023 record was 11-18. They were 4-10 in district play with 6 returning starters. Your Rouse Raiders come into tonight 22-6-1, 9-2 in district. Their head coach is Chad Crimpine. He's in his 23rd year with 503 career wins. He's assisted by Manny Perez, Dan LaPaglia, and Will Noble. Their 2023 record was 30-12-1. They were 9-5 in District 25-5A. They were the 4th seed out of that district and a regional finalist with 7 returning starters. The lineups are being introduced, and we will start with Glenn. Leading off for Glenn will be the shortstop, number 7, Chase Roberts. Batting second will be the second baseman, number 13, Ruben Cantu. Batting third will be the third baseman, number 21, Billy McHenry. Batting fourth will be the catcher, number 19, Jacob Fallon. Batting fifth will be the left fielder, number 4, Ronan Murray. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter, number 9, Braylon Deloach. He will be hitting for the center fielder, number 2, Blake Rickmers. Batting seventh will be the right fielder, number 17, Aaron Wagner. And batting eighth will be the first baseman, number 22, Anthony Hudson. Rounding out the order will be the starting pitcher, number 11, Joe Brennan.
yeah, and we do see Rickmers bring himself back into he was our Tuesday night starter, and as soon as he exited the game, made his way out to center field, and we will see him back in center field again tonight.
For your Rouse Raiders, leading off will be the second baseman, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. He will be followed by the right fielder, number 12, Tyler Espinoza. The starting pitcher on the mound, number 8, Oscar Salazar. Batting fourth will be the center fielder, number 10, Landon Miller. Batting fifth will be the catcher, number 14, Xander Forcell. Batting sixth will be the third baseman, number 6, Gavin Silva. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, number 22, Nathan Miller. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis. Batting ninth will be Connor Thompson, the designated hitter. He will be hitting for the left fielder, number 31, Adrian Graves. And so, Jonathan, the hot bat of Xander Forcell has moved him up in the lineup.
Yeah, first thing that I noticed whenever I started to put that lineup together on the book there for you, and I'm like, hey, that hot bat is making the move. And I'll tell you what, nobody more deserving of that than Xander Forcell, as he has done very well.
We're going to take a moment for the national anthem. We want to thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball here on SHN Sports. We'll be right back in just one moment. It's baseball time in Texas here at Raider Field. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Mr. Jonathan Kaspar, Kathleen Forsell, and Mr. Don Miller.
The crew.
The crew.
The crew.
So it's a race to the finish line, and with three teams tied atop the district standings at 9-2, Cedar Park and Rouse have yet to face each other. Liberty Hill and Cedar Park split the series. Liberty Hill and Rouse, Liberty Hill swept the series. And so that series has yet to be determined and could determine seeding. With that, say if Rouse sweeps the series with Cedar Park, then that would put Rouse at number 2, and Cedar Park at number 3, Liberty Hill at number 1, with Liberty Hill holding the tiebreaker over Rouse, as I understand it. Now, once we get to that, I don't know if there's coin flips because Cedar Park split the series with Liberty Hill, but Rouse swept Cedar Park, or vice versa.
Well, my understanding is heads up is the next factor after district record. Right. So if we had a tie in district, then and there was a split in the games, that's when it goes to possible potential coin flip or even one game playoffs. Right. As we've seen that as well.
Defensively for the Raiders, on the mound, Oscar Salazar. Behind the plate, Xander Forsell. At first base, Nathan Miller. At second base, Rainer Heinrich. At third base, Gavin Silva. At short, Jacob Solis. In left, Adrian Graves. In center, Landon Miller. And in right, Tyler Espinosa. Due up for Liberty. Glenn.
Got Liberty Hill on
Robert, Chase Roberts, Ruben Cantu, and Billy McHenry. Well, you start getting down to playoff season, and you're running all these mathematical scenarios of, what ifs and where the possibilities could lead. Obviously we would like to be the number 1 seed facing the 4th seed out of District 26 5A. If we finish second, we would look at playing the number 3 team.
Yeah, and just as we made note of Xander Forsell making his way up in the lineup, we are also noticing Adrian Graves in left and Connor Thompson in right, or Connor Thompson at DH returning to the lineup.
Roberts will take for ball 1, and we are underway.
And Coach Krimpine still tinkering with the lineup, just trying to find that perfect formula moving forward.
The 1-0, a fastball down the middle for a called strike.
Adrian Graves, a great defensive player out in left, just doesn't quite have the strength in bat.
This is cut on and hit over to Heinrich at second. He will make the throw to first, and that will retire Roberts for out number 1.
Yeah, doesn't have that strength in bat that coach would like to see, and therefore we have Connor Thompson, who had a really hot bat early in the year. He returns back to the DH spot in place of Sanchez, who has pretty much lived there throughout the year. But coach has rotated a few different guys in and out, just trying to find that.
Cantu will take for a ball outside.
Trying to find the formula for the playoffs, right, Michael?
Right. McHenry on deck. McHenry was the designated hitter in Tuesday night's game. 1-0 high and inside for ball 2. So every game is a must-win game for the Raiders. That pitch misses low for ball 3.
Oscar trying to dial it in here, just has seen it that outside high and low in this at bat.
Pitch outside for ball 4, and Cantu draws a 4-pitch walk.
And as we normally do, we'll see Rouse here playing on the natural field.
McHenry will foul this one off for a strike.
And Glenn used to and traditionally always playing on turf, which Does give a bit of a home field advantage to Rouse.
Salazar comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Must have just been a little bit high.
Yeah, a lot of great movement late, but still high in the zone.
1-1 the count to McHenry. A breaking ball in for a strike.
And that one was literally probably like 2 inches lower than the last one, but hit that spot.
Cantu extends his lead at first. Salazar pays him no mind and will go with a fastball. It gets him to chase and fouls it away.
Yeah, and as great hitters, you'll see that was close enough to warrant a swing. And if you're able to get a piece of that and poke it out there in the outfield, great. If not, foul it off and stay alive for another pitch, one that you can handle a little bit better.
Well, we've talked many times about that, right? The 1-2. This is hit back up the middle. This could be two. Solis to Heinrich. The throw to first in time, and that will go 6-4, 4-3 double play.
I'm not going to say the cleanest of double plays, as there was a little bit of bobble, but I think both Solis and Rainer Heinrich realized that they didn't have a lot of speed getting up the line. It gave them a little bit more time to make a good quality throw and get the double play.
They get no runs on no hits. They leave none. And after one half, we're scoreless here in Leander. I want to give a shout out to our double sponsors, Austin Summit Group, Terry McDaniel and Company Investment, and Team Guerrero. Thank you for your kind and generous support of Rouse Raider Baseball.
Yes, sir. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it and know that team and all of their ability to move to the playoffs and have the food and have the nice rides, as they move in is only due in part to sponsorships and support from the community.
Defensively for the Grizzlies this evening, on the mound, number 11, Joe Brennan. Behind the plate, number 19, Jacob Fallon. At first base, number 22, Anthony Hudson. At second base, number 13, Ruben Cantu. At third base, number 21, Billy McHenry. At short, number 7, Chase Roberts. In left field, number 4, Ronan Murray. In center field, number 2, Blake Rickmers. And in right field, number 17, Aaron Wagner. Due up for your Raiders, Rainer Heinrich, Tyler Espinosa, and Oscar Salazar. So interesting thing, I was on the phone with Jaime Carl. He's the Booster Club president. We were discussing the possibility of adding multiple cameras to next year's broadcast. And so we got to talking about different things, and we were talking about the outfield fence is going to be a metal fence coming in next year. And so he didn't know what the depths were down the lines. I said, well, I believe they're 325 down the lines, about 380, 390 to straightaway center. But Coach has those dimensions. Coach Cochran had them, but refused to put them up. Coach Crimpine would love to have them up. And so with that, it made me recall that when Concordia University was building their campus over off of 620, they were playing their games here. So the Tornadoes were playing here at Rouse as their field was being constructed. So we have had collegiate baseball at the D2 level played here, or D3, right? I believe.
Correct. Yes, and with the size of the field, that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
You're really not going to see them play on a field like a Liberty Hill.
Right, yeah. This is a deeper field.
Shallow. It's the biggest field in district. I would say hands down. Both down the lines, probably very similar down the lines. Not much of a variance, but that power alley in dead center is a considerable amount longer and further. And the fact of our positioning and the way that wind can affect the ball here at our park makes a big difference as well.
Rainer Heinrich makes his way to the plate. Tyler Espinosa on deck. Brennan going from the stretch to get started. He will deal a breaking ball in for a strike.
Oh, starting them off with off speed there. Able to drop that in right over the top of the plate.
Takes a long look in and comes set. And that will hit him.
Yeah, where to wear it, Rayner. He just turned and
wear it, little Turner.
Tell you what, he may have dented the ball. As strong as Rayner is hitting him.
Right. So the cool thing was, I don't think we've made a program actually the past couple of years, but over the years I've collected, of course, when my boys were playing, and so I was looking for some stuff for tax information. Espinoza will take first strike. He shows bunt and lays off. Looking for tax information, and so I ended up finding all my old scorebooks and defensive charts and lineups and all that kind of stuff that I keep from time to time, and came across those programs, and going back and looking at the senior pictures of each year and the names of players that have gone on as walking down memory lane.
I believe I have an extra copy at the house that I can get for you from last year.
Oh, you do? Yeah,
yes,
please
sir.
do. Espinoza will lay this one down. Brennan will play it. The throw to first will be in time, but that will advance Heinrich on the sacrifice.
Yeah, very effective there is Tyler doing his job. Again, with his speed, had he had an opportunity to maybe bounce that down the third base line, it may have given him an opportunity to try and get an infield hit. But
that will bring up Oscar Salazar with Landon Miller on deck.
Effective nonetheless.
Brennan checks Heinrich back at second. He will deal low for ball one.
Good laugh.
Somebody's having some fun. Got a good laugh going there.
Yes. Good belly.
1-0 pitch. This is
foul back.
Popped up, okay. And we'll go out of play. And Oscar is breathing a sigh of relief because he knew when that came off his bat, that was not his.
Way underneath that one and just dropped that shoulder and was lucky enough for that to go foul and stay alive for another pitch.
On Tuesday night's games, Raiders in the first scored 2 quick runs and looked like they were going to just run away. And the Grizzlies were able to retire the side or the next 3 batters in order to strand Salazar at third base.
Correct, yeah. A dink from both Tyler and Rayner, and both of them stretching what looked to be basic base hits and stretch each one of them into doubles.
Fallon gives the sign, and Brennan comes set, and he will deal inside for ball one.
Inside, off the plate for sure, and first real look at that pitch to see if that would have been called a strike, and it was not, so we'll keep our eye on that.
Forcell on deck. The 1-0, this is a little chopper hit down the third baseline. A throw to first will not be in time, and Miller legs out an infield single.
An
RBI infield single.
I was just about to say the very, very dangerous Landon Miller probably has the outfielders creeping back, and I'm glad I didn't say that because that was a big power bunt. Call that the power bunt, the full swing bunt that perfectly laid down and sees him get to first with no problems at all with his speed. And
not to be confused with a slash bunt.
Yes, no, not at all. Not at all. That was a full grunt swing bunt.
Xander Forcell makes his way to the plate. Gavin Silva on deck. Brennan checks Miller at first. The first pitch.
And he stays hot.
To right center.
And that's another extra base hit for Xander Forcell.
First. He's headed to second, and he's going to leg this out into a triple. An RBI triple for Xander for stand-up triple for Xander
Oh,
Forcell.
get them pants dirty and let Mama have to wash them.
Mama is grinning from ear to ear. I kid you not. She was nervous as could be until the swing of that bat.
And again, Xander Forcell, as we mentioned, has lived in the 9 spot all season long, and coach recognizing what he has done over the last 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
He has been on a tear, and that sees him move just behind the cleanup hitter in Landon Miller to help protect him, and does phenomenal.
He's seeing the ball very well. That's in the dirt, and Silva will take and held to hold at third.
Yeah, Fallon
we do have Dawson Snow as a courtesy runner.
Yeah, Fallon doing a really good job of keeping that ball in front of him and close enough to keep Dawson Snow hugged up there to third base.
Camino Stapleton checking in. Cranford, New Jersey says that bat has got some pop. Yes, it does. Pitch down and away for ball 2.
Yeah, and he's been spending a lot of money lately shopping at the Gap.
Yeah. I like how you played that. I see what you did there. Nathan Miller on deck. The 2-0 pitch. That's outside for ball 3.
I mean, he has. I mean, those have been his alleys, right? Left center, right center, left center, right center. I mean, both of them. You don't really see him pull hard down the line. You do not see him go full oppo down the right field line, but he lives in those gaps. And I mean, again, he's doubles and triples.
I would love to see his spray chart. That is ball 4, and Silva will draw the walk.
Yeah, I'd have to also go back and look, but I believe we're talking about an 8-game hitting streak, and every one of those games he has had an extra base hit.
Well, he kind of struggled there at the first of district play, just trying to find his groove and not able to find it. It reminds me of Colin Correjo last year, where he really struggled in district play, but when the playoffs hit, he hit another gear and just became unreal in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, nobody knew it more than Colin Correjo. He really felt bad and felt like he let his teammates down.
Miller takes outside for a strike. Wow.
And just was not very happy with himself and kept working hard and never gave up and obviously came alive when it mattered most. But he really held it down on the mound. What he didn't do offensively, he was really, really able to pitch great games in and out. I mean, there was never really a time where he let the team down on the mound, and a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, what he did in that Cedar Park game in the regional quarterfinals. Miller will hit this one to short. Roberts has it to throw to second in time, and that will do it for the Raider first. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 2, and after 1 complete, it's Rouse 2, Glenn nothing.
Again, similar to Tuesday night, and we'll see if they can not have a reoccurrence where it took them till the 5th inning to put runs up, and see if they can keep the foot on the pedal and defensively be a little bit stronger, a little bit more sound than what they were on Tuesday night. And again, coach flipping things around, seeing Adrian Graves return to left field. Tyler Espinoza has returned to the lineup and will not relinquish that spot in right field, or probably the number 2 spot in the lineup, and deserved of both of those positions. Great player, great kid. And then Gavin Silva coming off the bump Tuesday night to now move over into that third base position, where, of course, as we normally see Nathan Miller move over to first when Oscar is pitching. So
Oscar Salazar back out to pitch the second, due up for the Grizzlies in the second. Fallon, Murray, and Deloach. Gosh, it feels really good out here tonight.
So I hear Deloach, and I can't help but think it's not the same name, but it's very similar. Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. That's Tim Robbins, right?
It is Tim Robbins who's got the rookie pitcher.
All right.
Under the expert tutelage of Crash Davis.
Fallon will cut on this one. Silva will play it. Throw to first. In time. Wow.
Great
what
play.
a hustle and throw by Gavin Silva to get Fallon.
And absolutely the only player that could have made that play on the field was the third baseman. And Gavin Silva doing a great job scooping and electing not to go barehanded. You do see that a lot, knowing that they're going to have to make a snap throw as a third baseman. And he did field that with the glove, but was able to position his body to make a good, solid throw and got him by a step and a half at least.
That brings up Ronan Murray. Murray, the left fielder. And he takes for a strike, a fastball on the inside corner.
That ball covering a lot of the plate, so still haven't seen anything real far inside called.
This is popped up and will go out of play for strike 2. Murray quickly in an 0-2 count. Deloach on deck. The 0-2 high and inside backs him off the plate for ball 1. And that was a
little sweet chin music.
Sizzling heater. Wonder what Mr. Wilson got that one at. The 1-2 breaking ball sails high for ball 2.
Just not able to finish downhill on that one and left it up. Something we have seen on a few occasions from Oscar. But one thing that he does do, he's done very good this year, is make the adjustments and become stronger as the game goes.
The 2-2 sails high for ball 3, and Murray works it back full after being in an 0-2 count. Got a pretty good crowd here tonight. The payoff pitch. And will sail high, and Salazar gives up his second walk of the evening.
Not quite finishing those pitches and getting downhill and just really more upright than he needs to be, and I think that's why he's
Don
going high.
He called him Deloach. Deloach. See, we always go somewhere. A PA guy messes somebody up. It's either Henrich, and now it's Deloach, and Deloach will take for ball 1. Deloach.
He no, did, but he was making
I was making fun of you.
Hey, tomato, right, Don?
Salazar takes a big sigh.
A big kid, too, man. There, no, see that inside, and not getting that call, and here we are with 7 straight balls.
So the interesting thing was we were asking parents what how to pronounce that last name, and they did tell us it was Deloach, and as I had figured, pitch in there for a strike. And they actually wished that they had it back because they wanted to make it sound like it was Hispanic, and they said Deloche.
Deloche.
Because it ends with an E, right?
Yes, and the E can work in there or not, you know.
The 3-1, this is hit back up the middle, and Salazar will have it. And that will do it for Deloach.
And, you know, he made a look to second. I don't know that he knew that we only had 1 out, because looking at second, he had a plenty of time to set and make a good throw there and to get the double play, and still able to get away with 1, and that's what you want. But at the same time, if you have an opportunity, you always want to get that lead runner, and not really doing so there.
That will bring up Aaron Wagner.
Aaron
Wagner. So if you were going to do that Aaron, what would you do with the Wagner? First pitch for a ball.
Agner.
I
don't know.
Agner? 1-0.
Oh, swing.
Oh,
Oh, and a breaks for.
oh,
Oh,
that'll go into left
gosh.
field. The throw down from Forcell to Silva.
Tell you what, he broke for third without any hesitation. The ball actually gets away from Xander, but goes up the third base line, which is great for him. He's closing ground, making a tighter, smaller, shorter throw.
Swing and a miss. 1-1's the count.
And he makes the throw, which does see Adrian Graves, or excuse me, not Adrian, Gavin Silva have to sort of lean out over towards the runner that's sliding in and not able to corral that ball.
That pitch will sail high for ball 2.
You know, and again, another person that can't be any harder on themselves. Oh, there's the inside pitch, called strike. Okay, so bit of a borderline call tonight so far.
The 2-2. Deuce is wild for Wagner, and he'll foul this one off. Anthony Hudson on deck.
Come on, Wags, as we hear from the stands. I guess that's what it is. It's Ron Wags.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss as he chases the high cheese. And Salazar picks up his first strikeout of the night. They get no runs on no hits. They leave one. And after 2 complete, not 2 complete, after 1.5, it's 2-0 Rouse. Due up for the Raiders. Solis, Thompson, and Heinrich. We want to recognize our triple sponsors, B to Z Engineering and 4-Wheel Parts. 4-Wheel Parts in Austin, located there, I believe, on Anderson Square, right next to Granger and Planet Fitness over in that area. Stop in and see those fine folks over at 4-Wheel Parts. Nathan used to work there for that period of time. Nathan and Hayden. Trying to remember Hayden's last name.
Great place to work if you own a truck.
Oh, yeah, he loved it.
Get those discounts and have all kinds of neat little toys on your vehicle.
Right. Well, Nathan got so good at doing alignments, he could do them by sight and didn't have to measure or use any type of machine to actually get it. And then he would check himself with the machine and see that he was right.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm like, hey, can you come do that for my car? Well, Dad, it's a little bit different with your car compared to a big old 4-wheel drive pickup truck or
yes.
a Jeep.
A lot more to do on that car than that truck, that's for sure. So, 4-wheel alignment.
Jacob Solis will make his way to the plate for his first at bat of the evening. Fallon and Brennan holding a conversation out at the mound. Fallon turns around and will make his way back.
Tell you what, a thing I just jumped in and just was curious. Obviously, Oscar getting his first strikeout tonight is there's a good little race going between Gavin Silva and Oscar Salazar for the strikeout king on the year here.
Right.
Gavin coming off another almost double digit.
Solis will take, man, that's the one you wanted right there, right down the middle.
I believe he had 8 strikeouts Tuesday night. Did Silva, who's had multiple.
I thought he had 9, but
okay, I knew it was.
I can go back and check.
Knew it wasn't quite the 10, but he's at 70.
Pitch outside for ball 1.
Having already finished his week, and Oscar Salazar is at 63. So, be interesting to see that little battle, how that plays out this year.
Well, he pitched, 4 innings? Pitch in for a ball.
Last night, I can tell you. I can pull up that game real quick on Game Changer. Box score showed Gavin Silva had
He will draw the
83
walk.
pitches and 4 1/3 with 8 strikeouts. Yeah, 8 strikeouts and 2 walks Tuesday night.
That will bring up the designated hitter, Connor Thompson. Thompson will play outfield and right field from time to time, and he'll do some courtesy running.
And getting a quick little discussion from Coach. Just Connor's a great hitter. He really is, and we got to see him early in the year. And it's almost like once he got into district play, he's questioning his eyes, right? He's questioning his ability. We know it's there. He knows it's there, but he's hesitant. He sees what he thinks is a strike, and he just doesn't really go after it. And I think that's what Coach is really hoping to wake up in him.
Throw over to first will not be in time as Solis is in, and hand and foot.
Yes.
Hand and foot. And so
right.
we say that keep your hand on the bag till your foot touches the bag.
And both should be touching the bag before the other one comes off.
Because Hudson was standing there with the ball in his glove and had the tag on him the whole time. Thompson shows bunt.
Oh, great.
And Solis will pick up a stolen base as Fallon makes the throw down to first.
Well, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Fallon did, expecting that Solis was going to go ahead and dive back, but Solis is like, nope, I'm gone. And, of course, McHenry turns to make the tag on the diving back, and there's no player there. He's 3/4 of his way to second base.
Hudson went to make the bag.
Hudson, that's not McHenry, sorry.
McHenry's at third.
Oh, it is, the corners.
Brennan will spin off and look Solis back to second base. Stolen bag for Solis.
Of course, Connor was looking to bunt on that as the ball got up and in.
Yeah, it's a 1-0. And he shows bunt again. He'll foul this one, and the count will go 1-1.
Yeah, he jabbed at it, and that's exactly the first thing Connor did with his hand as he pushed the bat out. And Coach recognized immediately that Connor looks over at Coach, and Coach is like, yeah, you pushed at it. Don't do that. Let the ball come to you and hit the bat. Just get the bat in the right spot, and no jabbing.
A 1-1. A breaking ball just misses low.
That was a good-looking pitch there.
It really was. So I'm excited about the opportunity next year to get some good camera angles, get some better equipment.
Yeah, and that really will bring the engineer name out for myself.
With 2-1, this is hit down the third baseline. It goes foul for strike 2.
As I will be the one taxed with working those angles and bringing all those to you folks at home. So,
well, it's going to be more setup time.
Yes.
So that we'll have to be here. But I'll talk to Coach about the possibility of getting permanent mounts for wherever we want to get those angles from.
Yeah, the only time that'll change is obviously as we get to different ballparks on the road. And
oh yeah, we'll be limited to one angle on the road, but at home we'll have different angles.
So we won't be able to take the cameras with us to.
There may be possibilities.
Mount. I mean, maybe not as many, right, angles, but maybe at least be able to bring a pitcher hitter, set up, and then the full field. I mean, those guys were able to do that. That we were able to check out one of the guys that were here. I'm trying to think. Was that Lehman? The Lehman guys that had the dual, or was Hayes? Hayes had that. Yes, and the gentleman was showing me his switcher that was on his iPad.
Yeah.
It was actually a switcher app.
Payoff pitch coming up.
Call time, man. Okay.
And Thompson will give this one a poke foul.
Again, staying alive there. Ruin that pitch. Stay alive for another one.
It was an outside pitch, but I like that he's up there battling.
Correct.
I like that. If it's close, he was swinging. So.
A stance very reminiscent of old Jeff Bagwell. Very squatty, very wide stance.
Time.
Yeah.
Brennan
He's taking a long time.
A long time between pitches. Payoff pitch. This is hit back up the middle. This would be played by
May have a
Roberts.
chance to
Throw
get
to
there.
first in time. But that will advance Solis to third.
And only
So as good as a bunt.
Yeah, and only recording the first out of the inning. So that's a great situation there to next run only 90 feet away and one out with the very dangerous Rainer Heinrich. And one thing I've not got to see from him yet this year is a long ball.
Right, yeah.
I'm telling you.
I remember he hit that one at New Braunfels Canyon.
Gosh.
Over the left field fence.
And hit the stadium.
Pitch in for
seats.
a strike.
The football stadium is actually just past left field, and the stadium seating goes out just probably about another 30 feet past left field, and he hit that.
That pitch bounces away from Fallon for ball one. So I'm trying to remember, doesn't Canyon have a red football field? Isn't there
I've never paid attention to the turf there because it's not one that we can see from where we sit.
Right.
You pretty high fence there, and
be one of those things where you go to Google Earth and
and take a look.
Pitch outside.
What was it? I remember, obviously, decade or so back when Idaho got their first turf field and it was blue.
Oh yeah,
and they came out the next day and there was a
Boise
bunch of
State.
Boise State. There you go. I said Idaho. Boise, Idaho, right?
Yeah. Wow, he gets that call. Kind of brushed him back, but he gets the strike call.
But yeah, there was evidently a bunch of birds that thought it was a pond. And the field crew had come out the next day after the weekend, and there was a bunch of birds all over the field.
Wow, what a terrible call.
And Rainer's like, look, it almost hit me.
It almost hit his hands, and
you're going to call that a strike.
That was probably the worst call on the night so far.
There you go. Yeah. New Braunfels Canyon Field is a bright red turf. Look over your left shoulder.
Oh, there it is.
Don Miller. He's our statistician over here.
Wow, you don't see Rainer Heinrich strike out looking.
No, sir. Not at all. And he looked back and probably had a couple of choice words for the home plate umpire after that as well, just because that's not something that you see from him hardly ever.
1-0 the count. Oscar Salazar on deck. Espinoza will take for ball two.
And that looked more like a strike than the pitch to Rainer Heinrich, although that was a bit high and possibly outside.
Espinoza 0 for 0. He sacrificed bunt back in the first. He will take for ball three. You got to enjoy these cool breezes because before long, and you get into the playoffs, it gets unbearably hot.
Very much so.
Fastball in for a strike. Ball four, and Brennan gives up his second walk of the inning.
Yeah, I think I just had a reference to was Angel Hernandez in the stadium today at the ballpark calling balls and strikes. So
well, I usually don't, but I mean that call was so bad.
It was. It was. But I mean, way closer than things that we've seen Angel Hernandez call. That's for sure.
Oh
yeah. My goodness!
How that guy has managed.
I don't have a clue.
Stay in the major leagues. I have no clue.
They want the parody, I guess.
Yeah, he must have something on Rob Manfred.
Right.
That pitch misses outside for ball one.
I would not doubt that. He's got something on somebody to ensure himself a spot in as many games as he wants.
on an umpire that will never go into the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Shame. Fastball in for a strike. Runners on the corners, 2 on with 2 out for Mr. Salazar in a 1-1 count. Landon Miller on deck. Salazar 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time. It'll take throw down to second. Not in time.
Yeah, with a better throw, that the ball actually beat Tyler Espinoza to the bag, but the ball was on the wrong side of second base, as you want to see that to the right field side of second base to give the fielder an opportunity to put the tag down, and Tyler able to slide in there.
Well, it's interesting that Solis didn't take off when he saw that Roberts makes a great play to throw to first in time. Wow. What a great job by
Very
Chase
fluid.
Roberts. Plays it deep to the infield grass.
Yeah, really good arm there to make up for that. Gives him that opportunity, give him a little bit more time to make a play on the ball. Very hard hit ground ball from Oscar, and again, playing on a natural turf or natural field here at Rouse, that ball could easily take a hop on you and squirt away.
Raiders get no runs on no hits. They leave 2, and after 2 complete, it's 2-0 Rouse. On to the third we go. Oscar Salazar makes his way back out to the mound. We want to take this opportunity to recognize our home run sponsors. Tumble 22 in Cedar Park, Mode Design Company, Oots Environmental, Toyota of Cedar Park, and Mack Hike Ford of Georgetown. Thank you for your kind and generous support of Rouse Raider baseball. It is greatly appreciated.
So an early base runner situation there, does not see any runs plated by the Rouse Raiders, and really having a great opportunity with the top of the lineup coming up with runners on and in scoring position.
Due up for Glenn, Anthony Hudson, Joe Brennan, and Chase Roberts.
Yeah, I was going to say, Oscar having an opportunity there to grow on his lead as the 5A state RBI leader.
36.
36. And, you know, one thing I noticed with that, looking at 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, that's all I did see. I didn't see anything lower, but they're all around that same 38, 36, and 37 until you get to 3A. He's got 45.
Wow. That pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Salazar takes a long look in. He will deal high for ball 2.
Just doing a quick glance over there to see if anybody by chance was up.
The 2-0.
There we
Breaking
go.
ball in for a strike.
You know, it's amazing. He just took a little bit off of that one to really find it, as opposed to trying to just overpower a breaking pitch or fastball. And
this one is fouled back out of play, and that was a great pitch.
And with a rhythm pitcher like this, that's all it takes is a few times of seeing that in, take a little off, find the spot, then build off of that and get stronger. And just like that, we see back-to-back balls that are really great pitches. And
Joe Brennan just took a big hit on his on-deck fielding percentage.
Oh, no.
My
big
goodness.
swing and a miss there.
Drop third, strike, throw down to first. Will be in time. That'll go K2-3 of Anthony Hudson.
And it was just pointed out to me that we do have some activity in the Grizzlies bullpen. And that is number 21 that is warming up. 21 is actually Billy McHenry, the third baseman, warming up. So we'll see if he comes in, and
Brennan will take for a ball.
And if so, who will replace him at third if it's just going to be a switch?
Another breaking ball sails high. I'm sure he's probably reeling from that ding he took on the on-deck fielding percentage. He had an on-deck chance and he blew it. It was recovered by a Rouse player out of the dugout.
That's almost as bad as the ump actually having to recover.
Oh, it's
right?
terrible. It's terrible.
Opposite box.
Swing and a miss on a little fastball down the middle.
Did you notice that, Michael? He just threw 2 balls again, not really finding that spot. Oscar got off the mound, walked around.
Fastball fouled away for strike 2.
Probably had a few choice words for himself, just kicked himself in the butt. Let's get rolling again. Let's get back on track. And comes right back and pipes 2 strikes right down the middle.
All right, Mr. May.
Back-to-back strikes.
Getting those balls back to the umpire. Chase Roberts on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it for Joe Brennan.
Strikeout number 3. Yes?
Yes.
Making sure my mental count is going good here.
Chase Roberts will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up.
Yeah, back to the top of the lineup.
Fastball low for ball 1.
For the Grizzlies.
Man, that lady's got a great laugh, and she's finding a lot of humor.
She's loving life down there
tonight. I don't know if y'all can hear her on the crowd mic, but she's having a time at the ballpark. Hey, I'm seeing some of those nachos.
Pulled pork nachos?
Yeah, is that Brian Henderson that brought us those? Ooh,
yes,
big
it
old
was.
nasty. Big old nasty curveball.
And I heard somebody go, "You don't want none of that." There it is.
Another strike in there, and it'll bring the count 2-2.
Are we correcting the box here?
Deuce is wild. This will be hit back up the middle. This will be played by Heinrich, the throw to first in time, and that will do it for the Grizzlies in the third. They go in order. On to the bottom we go. The Raiders leading this one 2-0.
Yeah, we do have 2 hits, and there's 0 up there.
Yep.
And no hits so far for Glenn.
Nothing.
One more. Oh, this one times out. You don't double hit the H.
Yeah. Forsyth had a hit, and Landon Miller had a hit.
Okay.
Those are the 2 hits we have.
I think Coach is keeping an eye on the scoreboard there and sending a runner up here to get that scoreboard operator on track.
What Kathleen doesn't know, she's probably keeping their bookkeeper in check in the dugout. So an even greater role on your part for accuracy. Not to put any pressure on you, Kathleen. But if you mess up, it messes up their book.
Hey,
you see that? See that?
Justin Verlander has made his return to the mound for the Astros.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for him.
Yeah, he gave up 2 earned runs in his start.
Don't
know if they won or not. I have to go check. But
hey, well, that return's got to be better than Holidays. That kid is just having a rough
time, isn't he?
He is. Due up for your Raiders. Landon Miller, Xander Forsyth, and Gavin Silva.
They went. They're winning 4-2. Houston is over the Nationals.
Yeah, I took my Rangers pen off because I didn't want it interrupting our broadcast, as occasionally it will. So I took it off my home screen. Landon Miller will stand in. He's 1 for 1. He will foul this one away for strike 1. Xander Forsell on deck. So interesting thing. I was sitting there listening to Grizzly fans, parents out there talking, and they're saying, we only got 2 games left. He said, I think I'm going to skip next week and come watch Rouse and Cedar Park play.
Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, it's going to be
they're playing Liberty Hill next week.
It's going to be oh, wow, yeah. It's going to be a big game, and I will not be here on Tuesday night, but
pitch inside for a ball.
We have found I would say a fairly comparable fill-in, and
there's no comparison, Jonathan. Don't.
I know he's so much better than me. I get it.
Oh no,
Michael.
I wasn't going that. I wasn't going that.
Wow.
I was kind of playing to you on that one. But
that's because I'm standing here, and he's not.
You're each your own, and I love working with both of you. It's been a pleasure to work with both of you guys.
But we won't give you any more than that, folks. You just have to tune in to find out.
Miller pops this one out to right field. Wagner able to get to it.
Ran a long way. That ball just kept traveling with the wind as high as that was. What looked like it was maybe only about halfway out to right field, traveled all the way to the back corner.
To the fence.
Yeah, he was, as much as he was running, he was having to run that much more just to stay caught up with how much the ball was traveling with the assist of the wind. The flags have lain down, but there's definitely some wind higher up. We're seeing a little bit of movement in the trees still, and that ball was way, way up there.
Xander Forsell will make his way to the plate. Mr. Forsell with a triple to right center.
Man.
And he will hit this one out to left.
Oh!
And that's going to hit off the feet of Ronan Murray. And Forsell will pick up a double. My.
Wow. And that ball was dropping, and Ronan had to dip down to try to make contact with it and try to get that ball, and it got under the glove and hit off the foot.
Yeah, hit off his foot. His glove didn't even get close to it. It looked like he was sliding in and kind of got away from him because he was trying to make that slide.
He was
catch,
definitely
right?
trying to do the slide
and so
and
it
allow
hit
yourself.
off his feet, and not a routine.
A
hit play,
for sure.
So it's a hit because he had to come up on it so far to try to make the catch. That will bring up Gavin Silva. And Silva grounded to short his first time up. He's 0 for 1. No, I'm sorry, take that back. He drew a walk his first time up, and he got caught up in that double play. So that's why the 6-4 was on there. My bad. That was a foul for strike 1.
Oh, a ding against
Nathan Miller. Oh, Nathan Miller just took it on the chin for his on-deck fielding percentage.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. He's 0 for 1 on chances tonight.
How is this boy being raised? I'll tell you what, man.
Don, it's got to be the walk of shame going home tonight. Oh, look, he makes up for it. Now, look here.
Well, that's because the ball went right to him.
He went to 500, Jonathan, from 0 to 500.
The ball went right to him. He didn't have to move.
Well, no, he had to. He had to come up about 30 feet. So he's trying to redeem himself. 0-2 pitch. That's fouled back. Oh, he's got a third opportunity, Jonathan.
Oh, he's coming to,
look at that.
Is he going to 666?
He went to 666. My. Look at him go.
And now he's got a ball booty. He's got to go get those things checked out.
All right, yeah. That pitch misses for a ball.
The first.
1-2. 1 on with 1 out. Dawson Snow standing at second base.
Yep, Snow coming in as the courtesy runner for Xander Forsell.
1-2 pitch. That will go way outside for ball 2.
Fallon able to really snag that one, and eyes were directly on Dawson Snow as his eyes were in, just saying, is it going to get away? Is it going to get away? I'm moving.
Camino saying the X factor. Ain't that the truth? We should have thought of that. What were you doing?
Zan Man. I like Zan Man.
Yeah, but I mean the X factor sounds so great. So Silva gets rung up. I
Wait,
believe
that was a ball, wasn't it?
It was strikeout looking.
Did he call that a strike?
He did.
Oh my goodness, that ball was almost in the dirt. Oh, I already marked it down as a ball.
Yep. Nathan Miller will make his way to the plate.
Unbelievable.
He's 0 for 1.
And again,
Well,
folks,
he's 0 for 0. He's
not
fielder's
anymore.
choice. This one into left field.
Shallow.
No, Rouse third.
Oh,
The throw home will not be in time, and that will be an RBI single for Nathan Miller. See, we shamed him, Jonathan, for his on-deck fielding percentage, and look what happens.
Yeah, but
he steps up as he singles to left.
We will take it. I'll tell you what. Just
Don, you got to be so proud.
And then here's another person that's really starting to pick up the offense is Jacob Solis.
He's 0 for 0 with a walk. Connor Thompson on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, last few games have seen Jacob getting on with pretty regularity there, and
pitch will miss high for ball 1 and even it up.
Doing his best to try to make that number 7 jersey proud. The previous
owner
of that number
might be related to you.
Maybe. He's in town too, and I was asking if he was going to make a showing.
1-1. That pitch goes way outside for ball 2.
He said, "I might swing by." Good question.
Yeah, get on him, Don. Get on him.
I can only say so much to him, and I could just throw it out there and let him know that I was headed out to a game.
The 2-1, he fouls that one off for a strike. And that will even the count at 2.
He is a grown man or close to that and can make his own decisions.
He's a grown man at times is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But thinks he is all the time. Deuce is wild for Jacob Solis. Oh, my goodness. Another one of those pitches in the box that he calls a strike.
Yeah, and even Jacob's just shaking his head. I mean, this guy
Wow, what a terrible, terrible call. Goodness gracious.
I do remember this ump, and
that was terrible. Nora Francis checking in. Hey, great broadcast. Well, thank you, baby girl. My beautiful bride chiming in.
Mama Francis.
You got that right. Baseball mom. You go into her closet and she's got baseball memorabilia up on her shelves from when the kids were playing Little League. And one of her favorite pictures is when Tim was playing for a team called the Cobras. And we were playing at the Dr. Pepper Park there
in Dallas.
There in
right
Dallas.
Right behind
Arlington the ballpark
Stadium.
in Arlington.
Yep.
And we were playing on Mother's Day. And there was a tournament that was going on there on Mother's Day. And so Tim was in the outfield. And he lobs a ball up to catch it. And I caught that picture at the same time he had the ball up in the air. And so she has that in her china cabinet.
That's
there
awesome.
in the front room. And it's one of her all-time favorite baseball pictures.
Yeah, I think my wife's favorite of Caden that we have is, and he comes by this naturally, is his mama's stance when he's just standing there and he's in the outfield and he's got the glove in his left hand resting on his hip, and his hip sort of kicked out to the side, and he's just standing there. And it's so funny because my wife will stand like that all the time.
Right.
It's like, oh my gosh,
And then we
you know who his kid is.
And then we talked about one of our favorite videos the other day when we heard Jump On It playing, of him in the outfield dancing to Jump On It.
Oh yes, jump on it, jump on it.
Ruben Cantu will take for ball one as he
Not
stands
strike.
up. The 0-1. This is hit out to left. This will be a base hit for Cantu, and that will end the no-hitter.
The no-hitter. Yeah, good pitch challenging Cantu there, and he was able to turn the barrel on that and get a good piece as he sent that into left field.
That will bring up Billy McHenry. McHenry 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. McHenry shows bunt. Silva crashes down hard.
Wow.
And he takes for a strike, a fastball down the middle.
I mean, he pulled back, and that ball never left from being a strike, and he just never offered at it. And he rounds off again, and crashing in is Gavin Silva.
McHenry will pull his bat back and take for a ball.
Yeah, and you know, slash bunting, as we would call that, and something that's really become, you know, more prevalent in the game.
Fastball is fouled away as he attempted to make the bunt. I'll take 1 and 2. Look at Fallon.
Fallon's
doing
getting
a great
his steps
job.
in right here.
Got his shin guards on.
Yeah, Fallon's getting his steps. Yeah. He's like, man, I'm a catcher. I don't have to run around that much, so I need to.
Well, I'll tell you what, we saw the other night, that kid can hit. And he can hit with power.
Yes, he can.
The 1-2. This is hit back up the middle. Salazar will have it. He'll lob it to first, and that will retire McHenry for out number 1. That will go 1-3 on the putout.
Of course, looking to lay the bunt down, having 2 opportunities and not being successful, takes a full swing, creates the bunt situation, advances the runner. What a funny game baseball is.
But I can't credit him for a sacrifice bunt.
No, because it was the full swing, you know, and hurts the stat line when you can't execute.
That will bring up Fallon. Fallon 0 for 1. He grounded to third. This will be hit into left. And Graves bobbles it, and he'll make the throw home.
Oh, and then the runner gets to second on the throw.
Second on the throw. And that'll be a single for Fallon.
Yeah, Graves not fielding that ball cleanly as Cantu rounded hard, and I think that probably drew the eye sign of Graves off. He bobbled the ball, but Cantu stopped. Never even made an attempt to run. And
courtesy runner number 23.
Courtesy runner number 23 is going to be Antoine Nelson. Same courtesy runner that we had for Fallon on multiple occasions Tuesday night. As Fallon was 3 for 4.
Runners at second and third. And this is hit back up the middle. Solis has it to throw to first in time. As Fallon or Murray will get an RBI on the fielder's choice.
And 3 straight hits in a row. Or, well, sorry, that was fielder's choice, so not a hit, but does play to run.
6-3 on the putout. And the Grizzlies are on the board. That will bring up Braylon Deloach. Deloach 0 for 1. 0 for 0. He hit into a fielder's choice. This time he will hit it into right field, and that will score Nelson.
Great hit there, opposite field, just really not looking like he's going to go that way at all, and was hit that for good power between first and second base.
Aaron Wagner will make his way to the plate. And he's a strikeout victim, so he's 0 for 1. Breaking ball in for ball 1.
You know, I was going to say, now we're starting to see the Grizzly hitters start jumping on first pitch and being very effective with that for 4 straight batters.
We do have some activity going. Looks like Trey Schluter may be in the
Number 5.
in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. I actually said he got a piece of it for a strike.
Trey being worked back into the lineup.
The 1-1 misses low for ball 2. Salazar comes set. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses down and away for ball 3. The 3-1 pitch.
There it
Breaking
was.
ball in for strike 2, and the count goes full.
Just the off speed to drop right in that slot and keep the batter off speed, or off balance, excuse me, with the off speed.
Breaking ball sails high for ball 4.
Walk number 3.
That'll put runners at first and second. Hudson will take for a strike. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball. This is hit foul down the third baseline. Silva plays it quickly, and he also went to step on the bag in the event that it was ruled a fair ball. It just goes foul. 0-2 the count to Hudson. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, catches Hudson looking for strike 3. And that will do it for the Grizzlies, but they get 2 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 2. After 3.5, it's 3-2 Rouse.
And are we going to see?
Well, we will see, and what defensive changes may come about.
Yeah, is Brennan going to make his way back out, or is it going to see McHenry? Yep, I see now we have no, maybe not.
No, Brennan is going out to left field.
Yeah, so number 4 is now at third base, which is Ronan Murray. So Murray comes in from left field to play third. And then Brennan makes his way out to left field. So we see a bit of a rotation here. So our third baseman,
Joe Brennan, went to left.
Yeah, Joe Brennan goes from pitcher to left. The left fielder is coming in to play third, and that's going to be Ronan Murray. And then our third baseman, Billy McHenry, now comes in to pitch. And from the looks of it, that is
That looks to be
The
all the
only
changes.
change we still have, we still have Rickmers in center
And A.A. Ron
and A.A.
Wagner.
Ron Wags.
Wags.
A.A.
Wagner.
Ron Wags is out in right. So, as we did see a bit of a rotation when the starting pitcher came out on Tuesday night, we're seeing a similar action here where third baseman comes in to pitch, pitcher goes to left fielder comes to third. Little circle, triangle, circle, triangle. Is that a thing?
It can be if you want it to be, I guess. Due up for the Raiders, Thompson, Heinrich, and Espinosa.
And again, love to see Connor build off of his earlier at bat that he battled.
Heinrich on deck with Thompson at the plate.
Yeah, he did get out, unfortunately for him, but did see quite a few pitches and fouling off some.
Thompson 0 for 1. He grounded to short his first time up. Fallon calls time, and we'll
I think
head
they're
out.
just, he's like, what did you call?
Yeah, McHenry's
I
got a
have
big old grin
no
on
idea.
his face.
He's like,
got a big old cheesy smile.
he's like, go again, go again. Man, I don't know what you're saying. Can you come talk to me?
Got the Glen broadcast out on our porch step out there.
Yes, sir.
Thompson still waiting for his first pitch from McHenry. First pitch offering and for a ball.
Low and a slight bit outside, more low than anything.
Just a skosh.
Just a bit outside.
As Bob Uecker would say. The 1-0.
Ooh, same pitch and same result, ball.
Yeah, they looked pretty good fastballs.
They both
right?
look really good. I mean, that was not off the plate. So again, maybe low.
Maybe.
Looked like it caught a good part of the plate.
2-0.
And that's the same pitch again. Well, maybe that did come
That
in
was
a little bit
higher. Just a little bit. So, but he's gone with 3 back-to-back fastballs. Or 3 consecutive.
I was about to say, wouldn't that be back-to-back to back?
That one outside, a little breaking ball, goes wide. Now Nathan Miller is actually getting loose in the bullpen.
Okay.
McHenry winds and deals. This is hit
There
back
you
up the
go,
middle.
Connor
This will
Thompson.
be a base hit for Connor Thompson.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see. And that is exactly what Coach wants to see.
Yep.
No hesitation. Get your pitch, drive it, right? You know, that there should be no reason to be sitting back on your heels and having any hesitation to swing. You're there for a reason. Your coach has got confidence in you. Have confidence in yourself and produce.
Raynar Heinrich comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and he was caught looking on that terrible call.
Yeah, and I don't know. And here we go again.
For
right?
an off-speed pitch down the middle for strike 1.
And I don't think he's going to give much opportunity at all to have a close call at this at bat. As I would suspect after that first pitch, he will now be looking at anything close to drive.
McHenry checks Thompson at first. He comes set. Rayner holds.
Ooh.
Shows bunt and then pulls back for ball 1.
And a collective whoo from the crowd as that ball soared in on the.
Well, I will tell you.
If he wasn't clean shaven, I think he would have gotten some whiskers shaven off on that ball.
I will tell you, several years ago, we can get back to it here in just a moment. I pitched down and away for ball 2. We were having an alumni game, but the Raiders players were pitching for both sides, and Braden Knabb was at the plate and Hayden Walker was on the mound, and Braden took a fastball right in the face.
Oh, no.
And he showed bunt. That pitch misses for ball 3. Yeah, that was a scary moment because Hayden Walker, he was like 6'3", and he could pitch in the low 90s, and came at it with a fastball.
Oof.
Carey and
Always
Brian
a scary
were just,
moment.
they were nervous. Thompson will take off on a hit and run, and Heinrich with a single, and that'll put runners on the corners.
I'll tell you what, the ball got on Connor Thompson so quick it almost clipped him in the back foot as it shot through the gap there from Rainer Heinrich, and lucky to miss that. And great opportunity here and a great hit and run call from coach, and even better execution from Rainer Heinrich.
Yeah, that was smoked to right.
Tyler's what, 0 for 0?
Salazar on deck.
Bunt and a
Mr.
walk.
Espinosa with a walk and a sac bunt. And he will foul this one for a strike 1.
Oh, Espy. You know, they named an award ceremony after him.
Boy, they sure did.
Yeah. It's pretty big from what I hear.
I've heard that. And I heard it can be suspect at times as well. But not our Espy. McHenry comes set. The 0-1 delivery. That's outside for ball 1. 1-1. Heinrich extends his lead there at first. Thompson extends his at third. McHenry will deal. This is hit down the third baseline, and Thompson almost gets beamed again. He dances out of the way.
But I'm telling you what,
foul.
As long as he's standing foul when he gets hit, he's fine. But he was on the line, and that's one thing that hopefully he's aware of.
Runners on the corners with no outs for Tyler Espinosa. He's in a 1-2 count. Rainer Heinrich steals a bag as McHenry delayed making the throw to second. I think he was concerned about making a balk. So that will eliminate the double play right there.
Yes, it will. Great base running and recognition from Rainer Heinrich again.
And a sharply hit single could score 2 runs.
Or
and that will hit him to load the bases.
And he remains 0 for 0, folks, with 0 for 0 with not taking a single strikeout.
All right.
Tyler Espinosa.
Loaded for bear for Oscar Salazar, and Salazar is due. He's 0 for 2.
0 for 2, and
that came
would
out
like
rather
to
poetic.
Pile on some RBIs to stay top of the mountain there. And tell you what, one thing Coach Crimpine had always said is what he loves about Tyler Espinosa, he finds a way to get on the base. His on-base percentage is second to nobody. I mean, he led the team throughout the year while he was playing in walks. He's led during offseason. I mean, it's just one thing that he is very, very good, sees a lot of pitches, and gets on base.
Salazar will hit this one. The throw home will be in time, so the force was in play as he hit this one down to Murray at third, and that will get Thompson at home. That will go 5-3 on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Murray may have thought about having that one back as that ball got on him so quick that, yeah, Dawson Snow Yeah, he's letting us know Dawson Snow is coming in to hit for Landon Miller. Okay.
That pitch in for a ball. Is Miller getting loose?
I don't see him in the bullpen, and that was the first thing out of all of our mouths was and on our minds. If Landon Miller's not in there hitting, is he already getting warmed up? Because I did hear that he was starting to take some bullpen sessions.
And Snow will foul this one for a strike. Xander Forcell on deck.
But I was saying earlier is, Murray, Oscar hit that ball very hard at him, and he did not get more than just one out on that play. Going home as he should, not having really the opportunity to tag third and then go home to try to get the tag, but
wow, what was wrong with that?
Great pitch.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful pitch.
And called a ball, which was a better pitch than the strike called against Rainer Heinrich earlier that struck him out.
Wow. This guy's all over the place.
And there's
oh my goodness, man, what do you got to do to throw a strike?
That one was high there.
No, that was a strike, buddy. That was a strike. I'm arguing with you on that.
Even the umpire or the ump called it, and the catcher told the pitcher it was up. So that's what he called it, was up.
Snow shows bunt, lays off for ball 4, and that will walk a run in.
Much to the dismay of the Grizzly contingent here that have traveled the whopping, 10 minutes to get here to Rouse Raider Field.
And bases are still loaded. And Coach Darling calls time and will make his way to the mound.
Yeah, one run already in and only one out. Base is still juiced here for the X Factor, Xander Forcell, the Zan Man. So many, and he is not for sale, folks.
Yeah, he is not for sale.
His mama's keeping him. But I'll tell you what, he has already had the two harder parts of with the double and the triple. All he lacks now is the home run and the single, and we know with his power, a home run is not a far-fetched thought off the bat of Xander Forcell. See if he can't scare the cycle tonight.
Swing and a miss.
And I think that swing was an attempt at that right there.
For strike one. Gavin Silva on deck.
Oh, and I hear Mr. Caden Kaspar driving up.
The 0-1. He tattoos this foul.
No, Coach did exactly what he needed to and stayed way out of the way of that ball.
Man,
as it was screaming by his face.
A run down there to retrieve the ball. Fallon gives the sign, and McHenry will come set. The 0-2 delivery. This is hit back up the middle. This could be 2. Throw to first. In time.
Got him. Yeah. They got him.
That was a good play and a good dig by Anthony Hudson.
Yeah, very close bang-bang play, but the ball definitely did beat Xander to the bag. And Coach giving Hudson a high five there as he put the stretch out there to cut the distance on that throw. That enabled him to get the out prior to Xander crossing the plate, which would have brought in 2 more runs.
There goes 6-4, 4-3.
Yes, sir. And Oscar Salazar is back out on the mound here for the Rouse Raiders to start the top of the 5th.
And Dawson Snow is out in center field.
Well, maybe they are going to let Landon.
Or is he maybe injured?
Okay. So we'll have to keep our eyes out on that and find out the reasoning for Landon Miller for the first time this year that we have seen. I don't know. Tournament play, didn't really get to see a lot, but
Dawson Snow.
Yeah, Dawson Snow is the center fielder. Tyler Espinoza still in right, and Adrian Graves in left. Gavin Silva,
Raiders.
Jacob Solis, Rainer Heinrich. So
going back to the other, the Raiders only getting 1 run.
Yes, and
that. And
again, we'll definitely want to keep an eye on that, folks, and we'll let you know as soon as we know, because we have not seen Landon Miller out of the lineup.
At the next half inning, we'll get to our sponsors.
Okay.
I don't think we have enough time to go through them right now.
Oh, gotcha.
So
no worries.
We'll do it at the middle. Due up for the Grizzlies.
They got a little flash call there.
Roberts, Cantu. Wait a minute. No, Brennan, Roberts, and Cantu.
Of course, Cantu was the first Grizzly to reach base on a hit.
Brennan is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time.
And that was a first pitch ball outside.
So they're talking about strikeouts, and I'm striking him out already. 2 balls, no strikes for Brennan.
And once again, will we see Oscar take a little bit off of it to find that strike zone as he's just a little off.
Fastball in on the hands, fouled away. It's more of a defensive swing.
I was just about to say that was definitely more of a defensive swing than anything. Oh, yeah. My boy's down there talking to Coach Mann.
Two 2-1 the count to Brennan. And the pitch. It's high for ball 3. We want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching tonight. If you would, be sure and hit that like button. And if you would like to be notified when Rouse Baseball goes live, hit that notification bell. And Oscar will issue a leadoff walk.
Yeah, and that's something that has been happening with a little bit more regularity tonight than what we have seen throughout the season.
That's his 4th walk, and we do see some activity going. I don't know if that is that McHenry still working, or is that Hudson getting loose?
That looks like Hudson. It sure does.
That's going to be it for Oscar Salazar as Nathan Miller makes his way in.
Yes, sir. You are correct. Eagle Eye Michael Francis over there picking up that Hudson is warming up in the Grizzly bullpen, and this will more than likely just be a flip-flop of positions here as Nathan Miller comes to pitch and Oscar goes in for more than likely a quick refresher drink and swap of gloves so that he can put the first baseman's glove on.
And he does.
You know, and as is always the case, you cannot defend against walks. And 4 walks now tonight on 4 strikeouts. And, you know, we do see Oscar, real quick stat line, Oscar does leave with 4 innings pitched. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. So 4 seems to be the theme tonight, although he's only given up 2 earned runs off 3 hits. He does throw 69 pitches, 39 for strikes. So decent strike to ball ratio there and strike to pitch ratio, but just given a few too many balls as he was struggling to get down, right? Most of the balls that he had tonight were were up in the zone and just not having that crisp break on the pitch that he's used to, and sometimes that happens.
Chase Roberts will make his way to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded to second both times. Miller from the stretch. Roberts lays a bunt down and it hits him. And he calls foul. No, they can't. He's out. He corrected it. It's like, you can't call that a foul.
And the field umpire is letting him know what's going on. Yeah, the field umpire actually corrected him and let him know, hey, that's my call, bud. I got it.
So how do you rule that in the scorebook? Ran into his own ball?
I mean, is that a defensive indifference again?
No.
But ruled as
no, he ran into his own ball.
So do you give
ran
that
into batted ball? Hit by batted ball?
Yes, hit by batted ball.
That is the first time I've ever had to score that. Hit by batted ball. Not by pitch.
And Coach Darling not really giving much of a fight on that, as he was.
Can't argue it.
Yeah, told.
Pitch misses low for ball 2 to Ruben Cantu. Cantu is 1 for 2. He grounded to short. No, take that back. He got caught in a double play. He walked and singled, so he's 1 for 1. And this one, he pops this one up.
High, shallow.
And Solis will call it and make the catch, and that will retire Cantu for the first time.
Yeah, off contact there. That ball looked like it was going to be driven pretty deep out there, and it just floated up there. And again, still a little bit of wind. The flags have picked back up again, and the wind knocked that straight down, and Jacob Solis able to gather it very easily.
I got to find out how to score that.
I was going to say, anybody at home want to?
If anybody knows at home, chime in on the chat line and let me know. McHenry will take for ball 1. He's 0 for 2. He is grounded to second and back to the pitcher. Fallon on deck. Fastball in the dirt, and Forcell quickly up. 2-0.
And Nathan Miller also just doing a quick job of gathering himself as
breaking ball in for a strike.
There it is. He's one that really fills the strike zone, does Nathan Miller. He's very good, and when he is called upon to come in, and not really a starter, but great in both middle relief and closeout situations.
Pitch misses outside for ball 3. The 3-1 pitch, fastball down the middle, not called for a strike. Wow, this
just keeps getting more and more interesting here.
Goodness gracious. I got to stop because I've made a rule for myself when umpires are doing bad behind the plate not to belabor that. And
it can be hard sometimes, and we're seeing it pretty much on both sides.
He's doing it both ways,
yes,
right? It's not like you're hearing us complain that he's only doing it to Rouse.
He is definitely.
We've acknowledged when Brennan or McHenry had good pitches that just weren't called. Oh my goodness, that will hit Fallon to load the bases. with no outs.
Yeah, and not something that Miller intentionally did by any stretch. Is knowing that he does not want to have any opportunity to load the bases like that with no outs and
Got 1 out.
or 2 outs.
There's
Wow.
2 outs. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Oh, I didn't mark that. Yeah, 2 outs.
Yeah, 2.
So,
I even have 2 as I'm looking here at it, but
yeah, I forgot to mark down Cantu's. I have the F6. Okay, what was that pitch?
that was ball.
Was
Outside
ball
and low. A real ball. Yes.
to Ronan Murray. Murray has walked. He's hit into an RBI fielder's choice. And that pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, Miller comes straight back with a nice little breaking pitch.
That pitch in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Murray.
Again, as I've loved to say here with the home plate umpire, he's been consistently inconsistent.
Schluter back up, getting loose. This is hit out to left. And what a play by Adrian Graves. Oh, my goodness, a diving catch. My.
And no better person to do it in front of.
Wow, Adrian Graves, a tip of the cap to you, young man.
Wow, and
what
I'll tell you,
catch.
We had a difficult time really actually seeing that ball into glove because Jacob Solis was retreating, trying to see if he could make a play and was in our line of sight. But I saw Adrian Graves dive, come back up, hold the glove up, and immediately the field umpire held up the out call. So, wow, what a great, great play.
What a great play. That's like
Tyler Espinosa.
Yeah. Doing the Superman last week.
Yes, he did. Yes,
right?
he did. Yeah, and we've seen Landon Miller make a few really good sliding plays, like that. So, yeah, awesome plays from the outfield.
We want to recognize our Grand Slam sponsors. Pulley offers Texas construction teams a new take on building permitting. As your expediter, Ashley Knight ensures accurate permit requirements, fewer rounds of comments, and full visibility at every step, so you can break ground sooner. Faster permits in Texas, starting today. Energy for purpose. We perform energy audits for a purpose, stewarding energy used to impact the most vulnerable. Thank you, fine folks, for your sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball. Again, we couldn't do it without our fine sponsors, and be sure to send your business their way in appreciation for their sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball. Gavin Silva will lead off for the Raiders in the 5th.
And no defensive changes to note here for the Grizzlies.
So going back to that last score, they get or the last first part of the inning, that one swung on and fouled away. The Grizzlies get no runs on no hits, and they leave them loaded to end the 5th. Raiders lead it 4-2. McHenry back out on the mound. Gavin Silva in an 0-1 count. Pitch in for ball, and that will even it up. Nathan Miller on deck. McHenry from the windup. That pitch down and away for ball 2.
Yeah, nobody even asked for to see if it'd be overturned, as he did not go around on that.
A 2-1 pitch. A low fastball that he actually called for a strike. He has not called those.
Not many. Not many.
The strike zone gets wider and wider. The 2-2. This
There
will
you
be
go.
hit into left and just beyond the outstretched glove of Chase Roberts.
Just enough mustard on that one to sneak in there as both were converging on that. Murray and Chase Roberts, and not either one able to make a play.
Nathan Miller will make his way to the plate. He is hit into a fielder's choice and has an RBI single to left to his credit, and was left stranded back in the third, as Jacob Solis was caught looking on that terrible strike call. That pitch in for a ball. Yeah, I've never seen a batter run into his own hit ball.
He was trying to hustle up the line,
He
Michael.
was. He was. I get that. That pitch down and away for ball two.
He was trying to hustle up the line, and
Yeah.
come on, man. I'm trying to give the guy props, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Is he going to make ESPN?
That play by Adrian Graves will make ESPN.
Oh, no
I
doubt.
guarantee you that.
Awesome, awesome play. Really wish we had, something where we could zoom in and get a really clean, crisp, clear video of that and turn that in for him, right?
And then replay. Well,
yes.
wouldn't that be cool if we can get replay next year? Slow-mo replay?
Zoom in. If I could work it to where I could zoom in the cameras, man, we'll make this happen.
On 2-0, that misses outside for ball three.
Looked, again, pretty close, but yeah, I mean, we'll for sure need to get an earlier jump start on broadcasting so we can work out the kinks and work in the new cameras and the new angles and see what's going to work best. And may have to recruit a third set of hands for that.
The 3-0, that's in there for a strike. Jacob Solis on deck. One on with nobody out. Gavin Silva standing at first. McHenry checks him at first and comes set. 3-1. Silva.
Oh, what a play.
On his way to second, and he will turn around and come back to first on the fly out to right as Aaron
Wagner, man, he actually overran that ball because the wind and the turn from obviously going opposite field, the ball's going to have spin that's going to make it go more towards right field, and he had actually overran it.
Good contact.
Threw his hand up and was able to make the catch. So great play.
Solis will take first strike. Pitch at the top of the zone. Connor Thompson on deck. Silva extending his lead there at first. Hudson holding him on. McHenry comes set, and that will bounce away from.
Did they call it
Fallon?
Well, that's interesting because the home plate umpire called something that actually threw Fallon off. He looked back at the home plate umpire to figure out what was going on, and all the meanwhile, the ball squirts away.
Did he call that?
It was a ball.
I was about to say, he didn't call that
a
strike.
No, it was way in the dirt, but he was very vocal with whatever he did say. I could hear that, but not really sure what it was. But again, it drew the attention of Fallon, the catcher, and he didn't immediately go run for that ball.
McHenry will spin off and look Gavin back to second. Christina Diaz checking out. Let's go Raiders. A little late today. She's a little late.
Hey, better late than never.
Gotta love the Diaz family. Momo, Popo,
awesome.
Lou, Christina.
Big Lou.
George. That pitch misses down and away and that looked like a strike.
And Colby Diaz.
Colby and Caleb. Lily. And her sister, Veronica Arnold and Stephen.
See them regularly. They love.
Throw back to second will not be in time. The spin off by McHenry. Throws to the first base side of the bag.
Yeah, and Gavin Silva not fooled at all as he recognized immediately that that was going to be a pick play.
The 2-1 pitch. This is a high fly ball to right,
Oh,
and that is going to
wow.
fall for a base hit. So Lee's almost get hit
He almost
by the
got hit
throw
by
in.
I'd have tried to catch it in my shirt and wrap it up and then run. How are they going to call that, right? I was like, man, I don't know. The ball got caught up in my shirt, and I'm running to second and running to third, and
Solis with a single to right.
yeah, and definitely ruled as a single because that ball was just hit perfectly into no man's land.
And Silva standing at third. Runners on the corners with one away for Connor Thompson.
Yeah, Wagner doing everything he could to try to get to that ball, but the wind just knocking it down.
Thompson 1 for 2. He is singled to center and grounded to short. He will swing and miss.
And we'll see if he can build off of that hit that he had his last at bat. And, great swing there, just came up empty.
Rainer Heinrich on deck. Pitch outside for a ball. Pitch down and away.
Tell you what, Fallon, I love Fallon here. He's such an animated player, at the plate, when he swings and fouls one off, and real animated, he got always moving, right?
1-1 pitch. That's high for ball 2. It'll be nice, Jonathan, to see this field in turf next year.
I'm interested to see what are they going to go with. Is I know Coach will have a lot of input into colors, I would assume.
Well, we would hope that he would. Thompson shows bunt and lays off, and will get rung up for a strike.
Oh, and that was going to be a potential suicide situation there, and that's you have got to, no matter what, no matter where that pitch is, you have got to make contact with that pitch and either foul it off or get it in play.
Thompson will call ball. It's 2-2 count.
Execution is absolute key in that situation as Coach Krempine's trying to get Silva
swing
in.
And a miss on a half-hearted swing.
And again, there's that uncommitted swing.
That'll bring up Rainer Heinrich. 2 on with 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Heinrich.
But of course, the other side of that is when Gavin was coming hard in, and that ball was a strike against Connor Thompson. We did not see Jacob Solis make his way to second.
First pitch from McHenry in for a strike.
That has been the consistent theme against Rainer Heinrich tonight, is first pitch strike every time he's been up to bat.
The 0-1. That hits him.
Hit. Second time he's been hit tonight, too.
It hit him, but it just barely. That'll load the bases for Espy.
Let's see the long ball here from Tyler Espinoza.
Sack bunt. A walk. A hit by pitch.
0 for 0 for. But 1,000 on base percentage. Holy cow.
Towering fly ball out to center field.
Wow, he
And
sent that for a
Brickler's
ride.
able to make the catch, and that will do it for the Raiders. They get no runs on one hit, actually on 2 hits, and they leave them loaded.
And no runs again, come up empty with all of that action. More hits in this inning than they've
That was a
seemed to
deep,
have. And
deep fly ball to center.
yeah, that one down the line. Either one of the lines would, if not having gone over, would have at least hit the fence. Had it been down the line, and he just found himself hitting to the deepest part of the field that we have here at Raider Field. But again, I'm curious, will he elect to go with the infield colors as our Cardinal red? Or will they go with a light brown, dark brown? There's just so many combinations that we've seen on turf fields.
You wouldn't want red for the base paths.
No, and I'm not saying that I would. I'm just curious as to what he will elect to do, because we've seen a really dark brown, to represent the dirt areas.
Right.
And I don't like that really dark.
Did with theirs, right?
Yeah, I don't like the dark brown. I would like it be a lighter, like what we're seeing here, a lighter brown, and that will really allow the halo portion to stand out if they allow us to keep this or if they give us a different one.
Oh, they're going to do different. That's coming up.
And, of course, that one will probably make its way, as Coach said. They'll find an area for it and put it in the bullpen area. And again, defensively, no changes. Nathan Miller is making his way back out for another inning of work, and Oscar Salazar still at first base. So
Braylon Deloach will come to the plate. He's 1 for 2. And he will take for a strike. He had a sharply hit single to right.
Yeah, he did. It was a very well struck ball.
0-1, that will sail high for ball 2. Or ball 1, sorry. Aaron Wagner on deck.
Woo. Getting them, yeah. He's like, finish it. Come on. Having a similar issue that Oscar did on some of those breaking pitches.
This one's fouled away, and that will even the count up at 2. Yeah. A little early for stretch time. And the 2-2 pitch. Wow.
It was a ball. It was outside. Yeah.
That looked good to me. Me and Don are on the same page.
Well, Don had his eyes closed.
The payoff pitch.
There it is.
Looking. Makeup call right there, I think, because that was definitely not a strike. That was high. Yeah, I think it was.
Well, again, folks, consistently inconsistent tonight. We only ask that the umpires be consistent, and he is. He has been.
Consistently. Yeah, I won't say it.
Inconsistent. Right there, dude. That's it, right?
Fastball in for a strike to Wagner. Wagner has walked and struck out. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
And here comes the breaking pitch.
Here comes the bender.
Yes, sir. That is my prediction here, as he has gone fastball.
And here's the breaking ball.
Oh, he dropped the ball. He did. He had it.
He had it, dropped it.
He had it as he was diving down to the ground, and when he rolled over, the ball popped out. So not able to pinch it in the glove.
I'm not going to call that an error. That's going to be.
That's not a routine play for sure.
That'll bring up Anthony Hudson. Hudson is 0 for 2 with strikeouts, looking and swinging.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there.
He'll foul this one away for strike one.
From Wagner, as he was able to pick up on that breaking pitch from Nathan Miller and send it down the line to left.
Miller comes set and deals a curveball in for strike two, and Hudson quickly in an 0-2 count.
Okay, so he set him up with the breaking pitch. Now does he finish him with the strike or with the fastball? Fastball away.
Drop third strike. The base was occupied, so he can't advance.
But it was a
swinging
fastball away.
That was the hat trick, as he has struck out all 3 times. Pitch in for a ball. 2 away. Joe Brennan. Brennan has walked and struck out. Chase Roberts on deck. Swing and a miss for a strike. The 1-1.
Check swing.
Yeah, it was
Did he
strike.
call the strike?
He
Okay.
called the strike. Yep.
Okay.
That was a strike.
Yeah, another one that looked like it could have been a low and away, but
every day and twice on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Just maybe not with this umpire.
The 1-2, that is fouled away. There is some activity in the bullpen. Looks like it may be Schluter again.
Kathleen, I know why he's hitting so well. It's that shorter hair.
One-two, a fastball low for ball 2.
Xander does not have the flowing locks out from his helmet like we were used to seeing.
Yeah.
This year he has had the shorter hair.
Not near as long as flowing as Drew's was.
Oh gosh.
Swing and a miss on a hanging curveball. And all 3 outs come by the way of strikeouts. They get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. And on to the bottom we go. Raiders leading this one 4-2. Due up for the Raiders, Salazar, Snow, and Forcell. Want to take this opportunity to recognize our walk-off level sponsor, GPS Legends. GPS Legends Baseball. With over 50 years of professional playing experience on staff, we help young men find their direction on and off the field. It's bigger than baseball, and indeed it is, Jonathan.
Yes, sir, very much so, and we really, really appreciate everything that they do and all of the organizations out there that take the time, and a lot of these guys are volunteering their time, and to teach young men the game and teach them the right way, and as they move on and hopefully move up, and to the next level, and it's always great to watch.
It's great having people chime in on the broadcast. My wife, I know she's busy at home getting her lessons ready for Sunday, for Sunday school, children's ministry. Her heart and her passion. Oscar Salazar makes his way with McHenry back out on the mound.
Let's see if he can get a solo dinger here for an RBI, right? Keep the RBI count going.
He will take. What?
He took, and
that
yeah,
was not a strike.
No, I mean it's is what it is at this point in the game.
He will hit this one back up the middle. It'll be played by Roberts. The throw to first will be in time, and that will do it for Salazar.
Yeah, and almost the exact same thing every time, just little, ground balls. I want to say, have all of them been played by Roberts at short?
No, he's
Or did anything
grounded to
go to
second,
Cantu? Cantu, okay.
grounded to short. He's hitting to a fielder's choice and grounded to short. So did it twice. That will bring up Snow.
Same pitch, first pitch against Oscar there. Called for a strike again.
Yeah, that one was a strike. The other one was outside on to Salazar. Pitch outside for ball one.
And down in the dirt there. Picked nicely by Fallon.
Snow shows bunt, lays off for ball two. Xander Forcell on deck. Nobody on with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Your Rouse Raiders leading at 4-2. And pitch in for a strike, 2-2.
He seems to find that outer half, regularly, does McHenry. And
2-2 pitch. This is popped up, a high fly ball that Roberts will come in on and make the catch, and that will do it for Dawson Snow. 2 away for Xander Forcell. Gavin Silva on deck.
Let's see if we can get the hat trick of extra base hits tonight.
And he will take for a strike. A little off speed down the middle. The 0-1, that's fouled away for strike two.
Just missed that one there as he taps his bat, really wanting that one back.
The 0-2, and is hit back up the middle. That's played by Roberts. Throw to first in time. And the Raiders go in order.
See what's
in the sixth. And I tell you what, Roberts has had a lot of action at short this evening. So there's
been very, very efficient at short.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 3 outs came by him. 6-3, 6-3, F6.
And potentially down to their last 3 outs will be the Glen Grizzlies here, unless they're able to bring 2 runs in here in the inning, top of the 7th.
Yeah, back to the top of the order. Roberts, Cantu, and McHenry. And Roberts is 0 for 3.
Right, and aside from Roberts, Cantu, McHenry, and after that were the ones that were able to bring those 2 runs in earlier in the game. Cantu leading the game off, leading that inning off with the shot to left center.
Jonathan, I got good news for you, but I'll tell you after the broadcast.
Okay. Tell you what, I need to clean this window.
Be with us tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Senior Day, as the Raiders will host the Hutto Hippos in a non-district contest.
Yeah, and I believe we are looking to have the broadcast on a little earlier.
Wow.
Okay. So, yeah,
So they
interesting.
swept Smithson Valley.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Smithson Valley going 10-0 in district play and falling 2 games in a row to Bernie Champion.
Nathan Miller back out to pitch the 7th. As Chase Roberts will come to the plate and foul one away for strike one.
And I was going to tell you, Michael, I need to get these windows cleaned.
Man, you do.
I need to may bring me some Windex tomorrow and
We
do a
need
little house
we need
cleaning.
new windows.
We
You
need a
know,
new
we do have
box.
some alumni that is in the window business. Hunter Lansford, if you're listening, pitch misses for ball one.
Yeah, not really sure how that one missed. I mean, again,
So,
that was a great looking pitch from Nathan
actually,
Miller.
there's 4 former Raider baseball players that pitch in for a strike. Hunter Lansford, Tim Francis, the 1-2 that is fouled away for a strike. Wesley Geisler and Drew Jennings all work for Hunter Lansford. It's Hunter Lansford's company, Age Glass. The 1-2. That's outside for ball 2.
This guy's just lost.
I guess it's a good thing they don't keep a umpire scorecard at the high school level.
Well, but
The
they sort
2-2.
of do.
This is high fly ball hit out to right and goes foul, and Tyler Espinosa doing a good job trying to get to it.
Yeah, so they don't keep a scorecard by an organization or anything like they do at the higher levels, but coaches are allowed strikes ultimately that they can put towards anybody, that they do not want them umping any of their games. They are able to put that in. I don't know that it's more than one. It could be 2.
Yeah.
I don't know the number there, but I know that
Well,
that is an option for a coach.
I mean, I do appreciate these guys doing this, right? That one fouled away. Um,
Yeah, and it's no easy job, folks. It really is
it's not
not
an easy
easy.
job, but I mean, yes, they're getting paid for it, but there's such a shortage on umpires as there is at the high school level for football, all sports really, football in particular, and baseball as well. And so, you know, they make time to be able to be here, and we do appreciate that. The 2-2. That is hit back up the middle. Rainer Heinrich has it. The throw to first in time, and that will retire.
Yeah, that's one thing. My uncle has been a football crew umpire, line judge, whatever, part of a crew in high school football for a really, really long time. And he really likes the high school level, although he's done college. He's done national championship games. He's been part of crews that have done very big bowl games, but he has mainly been high school playoffs. And he's done a lot of that, traveling with his crew and being televised and being out there. So super cool to watch him out there. I think he was out for one of the Clemson games
cool,
during the he was one of the sideline crew.
Fastball that is cut on and hit out towards center. Dawson Snow will be there and make the catch. And the Grizzlies are down to their final. Their final out.
And McHenry.
McHenry has walked. He's hit back to the pitcher and grounded to second. You know, Rainer Heinrich's had a lot of work over there as well at second base. Chase Roberts pulled the hat trick and grounded out to second 3 times.
3 times.
And ran into his own hit ball.
Yeah.
That pitch in for a ball. 1 to McHenry. Breaking ball. That one a little low, but he gets the call.
Got enough of the plate.
Nathan looked like he got a little smile going there. He's feeling good. The 1-1, another breaking ball. swung on and missed for strike 2, and the Grizzlies down to their final strike. McHenry gets a piece of it and fouls it away.
He's giggling and smiling about something down there. I'll tell you what. Yeah, it looks like he does keep looking in over there. And
the 1-2, a slider.
Ooh, did not get the swing. Honestly, that was a great job by McHenry laying off of that pitch. It looked really good for a long time. Very disciplined there. Deuce is wild.
Oh, my goodness. He did call it, and that's the ball game. A little slow reaction call. I'm like, he did not call that. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
And that will end it. Raiders win game 2, not by a huge margin, but you know, the Grizzlies were able to keep the Raider bats off balance. You had some high points with Landon Miller getting an RBI and of course Xander Forcell, you know, pulling a triple and a double.
And a double, yeah. Multiple extra base hits, as we've seen, again, with a lot of regularity over the last 5 to 6 outings. And I'll have to look that up and really see what kind of hit streak he is on right now.
Yeah, and seeing Nathan Miller, he got a single and an RBI, and Oscar Salazar, unfortunately, went 0 for 3. He hit into a fielder's choice.
Yeah, and, you know, sometimes focusing on the pitching aspect and maybe that not going as well as you would hoped can sometimes trickle into the offensive side where, you know, defensively, you know, I'm not going to say he struggled tonight because he did really well, but he, you know, didn't seem to have his best stuff, you know, on the mound, and that could have very easily trickled over into the offensive side where he maybe was trying to do a little bit too much and trying to push a little bit much and just barely off, really, because everything was hit pretty hard, but a lot of ground balls, right? And choppy ground balls that makes it a little easier on the defense to make better plays. So quick recap here on the game. Obviously, your final here, 4-2, Rouse over the Grizzlies. We did have 2 pitchers on the night. Oscar Salazar getting the win, going 4 innings with his 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. Nathan Miller coming in and going 3 full innings, allowing only 1 hit, also with 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. So a total of 4 hits allowed for the Raiders pitchers. They did bring a total of 24 batters to the plate, reflective of the lower score. You know, you're normally seeing around 28 or more batters coming in, and they had 8 hits amassed. But again, only 4 runs to show for it. So just spreading those hits out and not getting a lot of a big inning that we would normally see, and only 3 walks taken by the Raiders. So close one here, but, you know, not as close as it would show by the score, right? You know, I think it was well in hand throughout the entire game, and one that you would expect that the Raiders would have had a bigger game against, but I think maybe they're just saving all their runs for next week.
Liberty Hill and Hayes are tied in the 10th.
Tied in the 10th, folks. We just got a quick update. And bases loaded with 2 outs, and who's up to bat? Okay, we're getting a play-by-play here as quickly as we could, but again, Liberty Hill Hayes are tied at Liberty Hill and in the extra innings. So that's a very, very interesting one. If anybody can find it at home, that'd be a great one to watch, as we are interested onlookers for the result of that game.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So be with us tomorrow, 12:45, as we will get underway for senior day.
I was going to say, are we going to be on earlier than that?
We will do the the festivities. I'll probably set it for 12:30, but it'll probably be later than that before we actually go on the air. So again, that will be a non-district contest
Right.
versus the Hutto Hippos here.
Yeah, and we would want to be on early just so those folks at home that have seniors that they're interested in watching, we'll try to do our best to have that camera up and running so that you can catch that in its entirety and be able to watch on the SHN broadcast.
Yeah, we sure will. So the happy final, 4-2 Rouse, and they take game 2. And next week, Cedar Park on tap. We will be here on Tuesday night and
Not we.
close out. Oh, well, you won't,
I,
but me and somebody else will be here.
yes. I will. There will be a fill-in for me, folks, and you won't have to listen to me and my banter on Tuesday night.
All right. Fortunately, we have somebody else that has that gift as well. That's on tap. So for Jonathan Kaspar, I'm Michael Francis.